Wars the card game. Featuring more famous video games than you can shake a stick at, Console Wars finally allows you to win a war you've been fighting and probably losing on the internet your entire life. Quit being a keyboard warrior with the warm embrace of anonymity to protect you. Now you and your friends can fight on the front lines, battling for incredible franchises, exclusivity, and eventual victory. Collect some of the most famous video game franchises of all time. Protect them with loyal and frighteningly dedicated fans. Brave the volatile video game industry and claim the ultimate victory in the Console Wars. Your favorite video game making mega corporation needs you. Enlist today. Head to consolewarsgame.com. Pick up a copy of Console Wars the card game, outshine your rivals, and prove that your platform reigns supreme. Out now. This is Xbox Era. We're an independent, community-funded publication focused on providing the best coverage and discussion of your favourite platform, Xbox. With best-in-class forums, a kick-ass Discord server, and awesome merch, XboxEra.com is your destination for the best news, reviews, and features focused on what you care about. With shows like the Xbox Era podcast, headlines, and a whole heap of Patreon-exclusive content, we're proud to be an independent publication completely funded by you. If you value having an outlet truly focused on your preferred place to play, you can become one of the cool kids by supporting us directly via Patreon. Just head to patreon.com/Xbox Era. You get cool swag and awesome perks, and we get to keep doing what we do. Become a part of the best Xbox community on the internet and help us grow even larger. Thank you for your support. Everything Xbox Era does is only made possible by the growing army of incredible Patreon supporters. Our MVPs and executive producers are all incredible people, but even more so are our grand benefactors, Croat56, Assassin, and Kevin S. All of this under the watchful eye of our lovely and benevolent CEO, Torn Raptor. If you want to become part of one of the best communities on the internet, head to patreon.com/Xbox Era, where your patronage can help keep us alive for another month. Hello, friends, and welcome back to another episode of Headlines, Xbox Era's twice-weekly show that covers all of the latest and greatest from across the video game industry. Today's date is October the 14th, 2025. I'm your host, John, and joining me as always is Xbox Era's reviews editor, producer, video editor, man of many hats.
Man
talents.
who didn't think to tell you that I don't think you're coming out of your microphone. Because it actually sounds it sounds fine, which is why I didn't think of it.
No, I am coming out of this microphone here.
Oh, you're far away from it, that's why.
It's yeah, I've had
You're busy doing things. I get it.
I'm doing stuff.
Okay, I was going to say, because it sounds fine, you do just sound like you're back here talking to it, so it's going to be louder.
I'll point it closer. Probably back to normal now. But yeah, Jesse Norris is here.
Hello.
Hi, Jesse.
Hi.
Yeah.
I am busy. We're both busy. We're both doing things, and we can say we're doing them now, and we said we're doing them the right way.
Yeah, if I look a little strung out, I am.
Lots of heroin.
Week. Yeah, woo! Babies crawling on ceilings. It's been mad. By the way, as a bonus for our wonderful Patreon community, we make audio versions of these news-focused shows available for them to listen to on Patreon in their preferred podcast app. But if you're on Spotify, you can link your account to Patreon and listen to it there instead. If you would like to support an independent outlet that produces so much content, it almost begs belief, head over to patreon.com/Xbox Era, where you can support us directly. And it's pretty cheap to do so, unless you want like cool t-shirts and stuff, in which case it's slightly more expensive, but still way cheaper than most.
Especially with the amount we do every week, compared to some others who are way bigger than us, and they do a podcast and 2 streams and maybe write an article.
I don't like to do that whole side eye from afar and grumble, but it is
good on
really
them.
Frustrating.
If they've got the amount of support they've got, when you see places that have like 5 full-time people, and that's still all they do, but they're getting the support, they must do it really well.
Yeah. Fun
Got
times.
a super chat right off the bat.
Boom. Oh. I
No, not from Boom.
Chat's
from Sherez.
Existence.
Chat's mostly just been talking shit about you.
Sherez, let's all welcome the new house, not Jon himself. It's not a new house yet. It's not a new house.
Mm-hmm.
It will be a new house after October the 20th.
Next week would be the 21st for headlines.
Yep. So that's when that is all happening. So it's going to be very busy times.
Mm-hmm.
Headlines on the 22nd might be up in the air, but let's see.
21st. You don't even get 2 days. You get 1.
21st. Sorry, I'll do my bestest. I'm sure it'll be okay.
But Jon, you've been working on something that you can't talk about the game itself, but you can talk about the fact that you are working on it and when it will happen.
That's true. Yeah. I am reviewing Double Fine's newest release, Keeper, which is coming out this Friday, and you can expect my thoughts around then.
This is not the review video. This is the preview video, so no one yell at me. We did previews of these two things, so I'm just showing preview.
Yeah. This is not review.
You haven't even done a video yet.
No, I genuinely haven't. I've written the review. I've done that, but I'm busy doing other things, and I will get that edited all up.
Some people talked about how long it took them and stuff. I'm like, you're not supposed to.
Honestly,
it's been weird, man.
Read things. Like some people just make honest mistakes because even I, when they tell you, hey, you can do this thing. I read it and I saw, I'm going to speak very generally here. I thought I could take a picture of the main menu screen and I even set it all up and took the picture. And then my brain went, are you sure? And I reread and I was like, oh, no.
Yep.
So I just key art.
Yep. Yeah. Key art is all that you can use. If you want to have a picture, you can use key art. It's a weird one. And a lot of times people wonder, how come you can't talk about things early? And I would imagine, and I've spoken to some people in PR and whatnot, one of the main reasons is if you don't make the cut, sometimes you start sending angry emails, or some creators especially end up feeling entitled, even though creators generally aren't trusted for good reason. So they go back and they're just like, hey, we're gonna wait. We're gonna hold off, and at this, either write an embargo, you can say you have it and your whole review score and all that. Or sometimes we'll be nice and a little ahead of time. We'll get a little bump, and you'll get a bump in your interest levels because you're doing that. I am doing The Outer Worlds 2, which again, this is from my preview at Gamescom, which I then we both got to play again. When we came back from Gamescom, so I'll have a review of this. We're both playing on. Did you keep her entirely on Xbox?
I did keep her entirely on Xbox.
I am jumping between Xbox and PC, which I've done for pretty much anything that's Play Anywhere, because why not? Yeah.
It's worth mentioning, I like Jesse, I'm also playing. What's the one I can talk about? The Outer Worlds 2. Yeah, I'm also playing that.
Yeah, I'm working
Not
on.
much, but I'm playing.
I've also got a review for Ball Pit coming soon. Can't say when. I don't even know if I can say I have it, but I don't think they give a shit. They've been playing it on their goddamn social medias all the time. Like the PR company and Devolver just playing it and showing it off. Because they're cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got that. Gyotzo's working on like 3 racing games, and I keep sending him the weird little game mill, like Elf on a Shelf, Snoopy adventure type stuff. I don't know why he wants to do it, but he does.
He's a glutton for punishment, is Fairy.
Lots of content coming over the next week and a half or so. A lot. Too much, some might say.
Yep.
Because there's too many video games.
It is busy.
I was talking to someone high up in the industry who was like, it's a real problem. There are so many great people making so many great games, but there's not more people to play them. There's the same people to play them, because most of the new people are mobile and tablets and stuff, and they're not this, which is a big problem when you've got way more content but not way more eyeballs.
Yeah, it is. This industry is just going through such a sheer amount of weird change,
while still being enormous.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. It is
Yeah.
it is massive. It's a huge money maker, but at the same time, it is like we've got a certain contingent of loud voices that proclaim what the industry is and should be.
Mhm.
And I don't necessarily think they're always correct. But they make the loudest noise and they have the largest following. So it's an odd one. It's an odd approach. It's a weird time. I don't know. There's a whole thing you can unpack there, and there's too much to go into. But the chat says hi. Hello, chat. Lovely to see everybody. Be sure to hit that like button if you're watching right now on phone or on your desktop. Just reach over, click the button. Bash Video Editor says, John, we need your personal Halo list someday. I have to say, as fun as Tier Maker is, it can't be in the main show. Like, it's too long.
That's what I told Nick.
Like, that was an hour just on Tier Maker.
I know.
Like, it's too long for the podcast.
But it can't be that many things. It needs to be like five things. Like, if I'm going to make tiers, they're going to be 5 things, and it's like 15 to 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Then I think it's fine.
We'll see. We'll see.
Well, it's also like Nick just, it was also one of the longest to discuss with Halo and the way everyone feels about that franchise. If you do like mainline Gears games and there's 5 of them, it won't take that long.
Yeah. Halo 2 should have been a E. What, John? What multiplayer rules? Let's have an argument. Anyways, I'm seeing lots of generals, finger pointing and mockery at me because I'm here and I wasn't here on Saturday.
And you could be there this Saturday, but Nick doesn't want you.
Yeah, it's true. He doesn't want me there. He doesn't want me there this
He wants his friend Dim there, who kind of looks exactly like you.
Yeah. I don't know. He's a fellow short king, so I'll
yeah, but like if you go somewhere where white people aren't the dominant, then they would be like, "Oh, you're brothers."
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't think I look too much like Dim.
He just needs a mohawk, and away you go.
Doesn't everybody need a mohawk?
No.
I don't know. Like
no
people say I'm mean to the patrons, but I don't think I hate the patrons. I think the patrons hate me. That's what I'm learning right now. Reading chat. Clearly.
It was a one-way street, and now they've met you and said, "Bring it."
Indeed. Anyways, let's talk about the latest news of the week. To the shock of no one, Xbox is dead again.
Yep.
Anyone catch this one? See what's going on? Like, explain this to me, Jesse. Well, how does a random Reddit post become a globally reported issue again?
We've seen a limiting of Microsoft's retail presence by Microsoft. They're not making many series consoles, and they haven't been for a while because they want to have their margins up, most likely. Like, they haven't come out and said it, but also they don't sell many physical games because their customers buy over 90% digital. They sell a lot of accessories, so accessories are still always around, but they're not making a ton. Like anyone in Europe can tell you, they don't really have much of a retail presence anymore. But some Targets and Walmarts and stuff, some of them getting rid, like Best Buy got rid of a lot of its stuff, but still have Nintendo and PlayStation. But some of them were removing the Xbox look. Some of those pictures were from 2-3 years ago, but posted as if they were from, last week. It depends on where you live, where you go. They are building for stock where things still sell, is what it feels like. And people took that as the same as Costco, and Costco doesn't stock things. Costco gets them in and wants them on the floor and sold as quickly as possible because they're a really tiny margin. And every time you don't sell something and it's taking up floor space, it's costing them money. So Costco getting out of it makes sense because all the hardware is going way up in cost, and you're not going to be able to keep eating that if it's not selling quickly. And people took that as a Target and Best Buy are now, or Target and Walmart are just getting rid of my store is getting rid of it, so they're getting rid of it completely. And that just became
people just
fact.
Jumped off it.
Yeah.
To the point where, once again, Xbox had to respond over a weekend and say, We continue to sell Xbox consoles, games, and accessories. No, this was Target, TK Honda on Twitter.
Yeah, Target.
Both in stores and on Target.com. Select items are currently not showing up on Target because they're sold out. Once available again, consumers will see them again. And Xbox directly responded via Michael Hoagland and Jez Corden over at Windows Central.
No, you just yelled Jez and call him a mouthpiece, and then...
Yeah. Target and Walmart, among other retailers, remain committed partners for Xbox consoles, accessories, and games. And I want to comment on one thing. I've seen a lot of, frankly, gross criticism of Jez, and I think people need to understand Jez's mindset a lot of the time. And I have to give kudos to Jez in this regard. Is that he is very thinking about you lot. He's thinking about what does the Xbox customer want to know, whereas plenty of outlets will just immediately report on unsubstantiated rumor from a singular Reddit post or whatever. Yeah. Like plenty of outlets.
There are a lot of we know somebody who told us they had 250,000 views from the Xbox hardware being discontinued up in the air thing a couple weeks ago. It's like it makes way more money than the greatest review of all time could ever think of making.
But Jez goes out and asks for a response, and because of the size of Windows Central, usually gets one. It doesn't make him a mouthpiece. It makes him finding out what's going on. Answer my question, please.
Well,
there's nothing wrong with that.
That's what I reply all the time. Like IGN and all these others, they just run. It is claimed, and we've been told, oh, it's fine. Just say it's claimed, and it's like. But it's shitty. It's just shitty to just take a social media post at face value. You don't see that from actual reporting websites. You see it from media and press who are mostly just under strict instructions on how many clicks they have to get every day. Oreo is over on the porch, and no, never had a shock collar. But he deserves one.
But Xbox isn't dead.
No.
Yet. And don't get me wrong, I have a lot of criticism towards Xbox. Jesse mentioning in Europe and stuff. It feels, without anybody directly saying what the strategy is, that they are we've lost this gen, so let's stop producing shit tons, let's stop doing deals, let's raise the prices, let's just carry on until whatever is happening next. And I understand the business mentality of that. I think, the financial folks at Microsoft are obviously now requesting some unrealistic profit margins from the Xbox division that I don't think fit within the gaming sphere. It just doesn't work in the way that they're approaching it. And it's forcing that division to make some incredibly shitty decisions. But by also not trying in the way that traditionally a brand would try, they are doing themselves a disservice, and they are doing the brand a disservice. And the fact that it is so believable, the fact that it is so oh shit, that's a problem that Microsoft frankly need to solve.
Can't solve it because it is reported as believable.
Yeah, that is true.
It's a mix. There's people who want it to happen, and there's Microsoft's mistakes and dumb shit that they've done and keep doing that feed into it. And it's a feedback loop where most of the people who are oh, they just always step on a rake and they're, oh, I can just believe this with the way that they're bad messaging. It's they don't do a lot of messaging. They really haven't. They haven't. The only messaging they've done around next gen were the Lisa Sue and Sarah Bond videos. That's the only messaging they've done. The bad messaging from them quite often, though obviously the whole Game Pass Ultimate price hike videos were really stupid to put out. That is when they had bad messaging. But most of the time it's leaks. And people are I don't know what their strategy is. And it's I do. They want to be everywhere and make as much money while spending as little as possible. That is the Microsoft strategy if it's not AI. For AI, we just spend to the gills to keep our investors happy and make them think that there's real investments when it's really company A gives to company B, who gives to company C, who gives to company D, who gives to company A, who gives to company C, who gives to company E, who gives to company A, and they just keep handing the same money around to each other as investments. That's the whole AI bubble that people talk about. It's not that AI can't be useful in some ways. It definitely can. I don't think the generative shit for movies or videos or images will ever take off because it's all built off of copyright theft. But like, it really helps people coding and a bunch of other things. Like, it can really help in those areas, but those areas aren't make a ton of money off the public and get a bunch of investment in. And that's what Microsoft's really focused on right now, is every other division, cut your costs and up your margins as much as you can. I saw somebody post that they used to be a 20% margin company, and now they're a 35% margin company, and that's like
35-40 is a number I've heard bandied around.
Yeah, like, and they want everyone at 35%, which is not what you get right now in gaming because costs didn't go down. Costs only went up in the U.S., their main market. So that is why you keep seeing this dumb shit.
It is weird, and if you're an Xbox fan, probably very frustrating.
Because there's too many amazing games, and even in this week, as Ryan McCaffrey said, I guess he said they sent out 3 codes in 1 week. I don't know why he said that, but they've got 3 games coming out this month,
and hardware coming out this week.
Yep.
Granted, it's partnered hardware, but yeah, there's a lot going on. It doesn't help them to have this constant cycle. Honestly, I wrote it on a forum the other day. Like, I have never seen an industry so almost reveling with delight at the idea and the possibility of a brand as large as Xbox eagerly cheer the death of a platform.
And like it's a platform that pumped at least $1 billion into third-party deals last year from Game Pass alone.
Yeah. And they're like, whoa, yeah, I hope this happens, with zero big picture moment. What happens if Microsoft exits gaming? Right. And the likelihood is they wouldn't, right? They would just become a giant third-party publisher. But
that's also a very different proposition, that you're not going to get the keepers. You're not going to get any of the, Xbox as a publisher gets no credit for all of the incredible smaller focused titles they've put out, like Pentiment and South of Midnight, and like even Grounded in different types of things where you don't see that from the other large publishers.
There's a large contingent of media that have decided that only these certain games can tick a certain box that allows for us to speak positively, and there's never really a comment about the broad genre variety and scope and scale of, and I'm just talking Microsoft themselves here. I'm not talking third-party publishing deals. I'm not talking about curated indies onto Game Pass. Just from Xbox Game Studios, Activision, Blizzard, Bethesda, there is a huge amount of scope and variety in terms of the types of things they make. And I don't want to see that disappear. I don't want to see that become less, and yet the industry just doesn't talk about it in the right way.
Yeah, well, there's a couple people I grew up watching, not grow up, I guess I was in my 20s, but 2 people I've been watching a long time who both intimated that, what games does Microsoft have? What have they put out? And also, Indiana Jones was my game of the year last year. It's but it doesn't count because it's Bethesda and they would have made it anyways, type of stuff. And it's like it's always that. There's always a reason. It's like, well, yeah, they might have Forza and Flight Sim 2020, which were in the 90s, but those don't count because they're not third-person action RPGs. Yeah, like it's always the same thing, and then that leads to whenever there's a negative story like this that crops up, that might have a kernel of truth behind it around there's less retail presence because they're making less hardware. So the companies aren't just going to keep up displays for things that they know they're not going to get for another 6 months. They'll put them up when they get them back again. Like I think Welfare was trying, and people were trying to talk through it on Resetera and be like, I think Welfare was on there saying, yeah, pretty much they send out a shipment of regular Series X's, they sell out, then they send out a shipment of digital Series X's, then they sell out, and there's a period in between where there's nothing there. And they've been rotating between things, making them, or okay, you sold out, we'll send you more type of deals, and which means it's more immediately affected by tariffs than Nintendo or Sony, who will pay for warehouse storage for up to 3 months of stock, which is why it took them 3 months to adjust the price in the U.S. for the PS5 after the announcements.
Yeah,
it's just very frustrating where it has become this thing where there are so many legitimate issues to go after, and they get talked about less than made-up ones that are more fun to console war about from people who pretend they are above console warring.
Yeah, like, don't get me wrong. Like, despite all of our effort and hard work over the last 6 years, we're still regarded by many of our, what I would consider professional peers in this industry, as some, they regard us as a fan site. And they look down our nose at our work and our effort.
It's like, you've got a company's name in your name, and so you can never be legit.
Yeah, it's a ridiculous point of view, in my opinion. Like, the reason we have it in the name is for the people watching. Like, do I play on Xbox? Right, well, I want to know about the platform from people that also play there. I don't know. Anyway, Xbox isn't dead, despite rumors to the
and people will have it both ways, where it's like, oh, they don't comment about it, it's obviously true, and then, oh, they did comment about it, how pathetic. That is definitely true. And it's like, you want it to be true, you have no idea. The only reality is no one knows except for them and the retail partners. You can go there and have anecdotal evidence of not seeing stuff, and it can color how you feel all you want, but it's not a fact. And it's like, the immediacy and the allowance of personal attacks on forums and stuff that pretend they're above that is always infuriating.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll tell you what isn't not dead. Now, there's a double negative for you. I'll tell you what is dead. Rare's Everwild was cancelled earlier this year. But some new details have surfaced, thanks to a report from MP First, that have leaked some screenshots from what I presume is an artist that worked on the game.
Yeah, I think their ArtStation account had just, they were working on the UI, so it's mostly UI-focused screenshots.
Yeah, and it had bits and pieces in there that had some details, different tabs. There's seeds.
Oh, hey, look, this is where they ended up after you kicked them off the podcast.
What? Oh, there he is.
Yep.
Yeah. There you go. We'll never know.
Yeah, I mean, it looks fine. I'm sure the dev in progress stuff is never going to look finished or polished, but it's the lady from the trailer. She got her bare feet, and she's around a stone circle. There's lots of seeds. Like, I still have no clue what this game was going to end up trying to be. Yeah. But I would definitely say, based off of this, not for me.
Yeah. In other news, that again, feeds into Xbox is dead. Halo Studios, aka 343 Industries ex-art director, who has now left the studio after 17 years, posted a rather ominous message on his LinkedIn profile that suggests some trouble brewing at the Halo developer. This is an odd one. He wrote, this is Glenn Israel, who was an art director at 343 Industries Halo Studios, 17 years, shared the following on LinkedIn, saying, as of today and after 17 long years, I am officially no longer contributing to the Halo universe. There is little more I can say for the moment. I don't know if that's referring to an NDA or whatever, but
if it's an NDA, you can't even hint at an NDA.
Yeah. Although I intend to share this particular story in its entirety when it is absolutely safe to do so next year. In the meantime, I have a message for anyone and everyone who needs to hear it. And he continued, I know that the state of our industry seems dire, but never forget that you are free to choose. No illusion of security, nor promise of wealth or fame or power is worth trading away your health, your dignity, your ethics, or values, and no one can force you to. Stay strong, take evidence when necessary, and find where you belong. As always, I'll be here if you need to talk. I mean, what's going on there?
I don't know.
And this is the thing, like, we can make a story about this because, yes, he was an art director for 17 years. He's contributed to a lot in the Halo universe across the many games that 343 Industries Halo Studios have made. But to depart after that length of time with an ominous message like that posted publicly on your LinkedIn suggests something went down to some degree. What that is anybody's guess. Is it grumpiness at AI direction within Microsoft? Is it, like many people that work at Microsoft, and we've seen the protests complaining about their involvement with Israel's military to some degree? Is it being told to shut up about, like, we don't know, and ergo, like, it's pure conjecture?
Yeah.
So,
and people will run with it in whatever direction. They'll be like, oh, it probably doesn't mean anything if they don't want it to, and they're like, oh my god, it's all the same shit again, if they kind of want that to be the case, when the reality is doesn't sound great.
He had a falling out with someone, and like it was a personal relationship thing, and he didn't like the direction. Could be anything. But
Phil could have pantsed him in the office in front of everybody and really embarrassed him.
Gave him a wedgie.
It could be serious.
It doesn't sound good.
It most likely is a serious thing. You doubt it would be a statement like that, but what it is, just don't know, unless somebody who's good at the journalism ever figures that out. Unless it's around NDAs, and then you're not supposed to do it anyways.
That will come out. That story will come out next year or something like that, just at the right time. Maybe when a game is releasing or something. But for now, we're going to have to wait for Halo Studios, which isn't long, because on the 24th of October, they will be revealing what's next for the franchise, promising a
23rd.
deep dive. Pretty sure it's the 24th. It's the Friday, which is the 24th of October, what we can say, and we verified a report that came out earlier this month from YouTuber Mr. Rebs, is that, there seems to be a hybrid engine of sorts using Unreal Engine.
Other people have been saying more that it is a full-on remake and not any type of remaster with remade graphics. Is what? Yeah. Random people just saying.
Reimagining is how I would refer to it.
If the point is
it's a reskin,
get Halo feeling like Halo and looking like Halo in Unreal Engine 5. Just doing a remaster doesn't do that, because then it just plays like the old one. So it's not going to feel like...
To be fair, like, I can see Trav, maybe Jez will ask and get us some answers. I don't know if he's referring to the conversation with the art director or this. But on Xbox 2, Jez did confirm these reports as well, which we'd already confirmed like a week or so ago. I fully
about Halo, not about the art director.
Yeah, about Halo. Didactbro, does it have sprint? I fully expect sprint to be in there.
Hope so.
It's a modern.
Doom has sprint, and it worked great. Like, it's fine.
Yeah, it's not that big a deal.
Especially,
ignore the loud Halo contingent.
And this one not having multiplayer, but also maybe another multiplayer project is also shown to lighten the blow of this remake not having multiplayer. But if it's just Halo again. Like, and you're doing 7 at some point soon. You don't need Halo Infinite, Halo MCC, Halo CE Remake, whatever this other multiplayer game is, and Halo 7 all having dueling, friggin' never-ending fights for multiplayer players.
More in the chat says a remaster remake. Didn't we laugh at PlayStation for this a while back? And like I said, when PlayStation kept doing them, why do they exist? Because they're quicker, easier, and they make money.
Mm-hmm.
They're cheaper to do, and they make money. And for Microsoft, if this is going to be a third-party release across PC, other consoles, PlayStation, Switch, whatever, it's a great way to reintroduce, just like with Gears Reloaded.
Yeah, Gears Reloaded was done
to a franchise.
Gears Reloaded was done to fix the awful PC port. Like, the Gears Ultimate Edition is terrible on PC, but Gears Reloaded is great on PC, and it got it on PlayStation 5. Like, that is essentially what the Last of Us ones were. But they couldn't get PC done at the same time, and so they treated them then as like different launches, and the PC was still in terrible shape.
I would also say that from my perspective, and this is pure selfishness, I thoroughly dislike Halo Anniversary. Like, Saber, the team at the time, as a remaster or with the whole flipping back and forth, it was cool. But the art style that they went with for the new graphics of Halo Anniversary was just not right, and I still play it in the traditional format whenever I play Halo CE. Halo 2, they did a much better job with that remake, and it was like, this is how my brain kind of thought about Halo 2, looking like bringing it into a more modern.
And I guess I would say on the Sony remake thing is they'll do them within a year, like they did with Last of Us on PS4 and PS3. In like 3 years with the Last of Us 2 and Horizon Zero Dawn they'll do them way faster, as where with Microsoft most of those have just been free updates. Like Gears 5 got an amazing full-on lighting texture update between Xbox One and One X and Series, that type of stuff. So these are more older things that aren't on other platforms. Like that would be a reason to do it for Gears 2 and Gears 3 to get them onto PC and PlayStation and everything. Like there's still a difference, I think, in both. Yeah. And not an effort, because like a lot of those PlayStation ones do fix up a lot of stuff, but they always charge for the most part until people yelled, and then they stopped with some of the early ones. But they always charge now. It's like Nintendo with the Switch. If you ever want to get a better version of like Odyssey on the Switch, they are going to charge you $20 and give you some new, probably okay to mediocre content to justify it, and it will reset the MSRP at $80 for the whole package.
Fun times.
Yeah.
But yeah, interesting what's going to happen there. In other news, Call of Duty Black Ops 7's had its beta. I played a little bit. Honestly, it's been so busy, I haven't had a chance to play loads, which is a shame. But what I did play was fun. But early in the beta, they released a open matchmaking playlist, which was received very, very warmly by the Call of Duty community, to the extent that Treyarch have announced that open matchmaking is now the default for launch when the game comes out in November. There will be the lightest possible touch of SBMM.
Like in Battlefield.
Effectively, it's off. Yeah. By default in Black Ops 7. So everyone that's been moaning about how SBMM means ultra sweaty matches every time you play, and I only have a Halo perspective to look at for this. It got to the point where every game of Halo was like the sweatiest of the sweats. It's like, I'm not playing ranked right now. This is social, fiesta. Why is this so sweaty?
There is going to be there's a contingent of people like Tom Henderson who want it because they want to stomp, and everyone follows everyone follows their lead because they want to be the ones who get to stomp, but they're going to hate it when they are the ones getting stomped. So it's still going to lead to people being infuriated.
If I rewind in my multiplayer life to the early days, when we rocked a full lobby in BTB in like Halo 3 and we had 8 people, the stompings would be glorious because we'd all be in a party coordinating.
And it's miserable for the other side, and that's why they've moved.
Miserable for the other team, but every now and then you'd meet another team of 8 that were looking to do the same thing, and then you'd have a match on your hand, and sometimes it would be super competitive, sometimes you would get stomped. That was the trials and tribulations, but that was just playing video games. I miss that. I don't want
nostalgia
every match
colors
to be
everything.
Ultra. It's not that. It's I don't want every match to feel like I'm playing a finals on stage at HCS. I didn't want that. And I don't think the majority of people that play video games want that. And especially when it comes to things like Halo, the focus of Halo Studios and 343 Industries back in the day on focusing on the pro team and, ranked play first and then finding the fun for everything else afterwards, in my opinion, was always the wrong call. Let the game be just fun in and of itself and social first, and then let those tryhards and the sweaty players delete everything fun and make it just a BR for their ranked shit. That's how it should be done, in my humble opinion. But what do I know?
Well, but also as you play something more people are going to get better at it, and it really happened with Overwatch, where after a few years, people would just lose their shit on you in Overwatch if you didn't always play the meta. You're like, oh, well, they've got this guy. We need him to counter him. You can't play the character you want to play. And that just ends up hitting any game that is a long-term multiplayer PvP.
Woodstaff, which is in the chat, if every match feels like that, it's on you, not the game. You can still play to have fun with SBMM. I've been having fun multiplayer for ages, but I am still conscious of the fact, because I played Halo very seriously. I love my ranked play. That is predominantly how I would play. But yeah, man, when it came to like inviting my mates that only get to play like once every couple of weeks when their missus is out and stuff like that, they do not want to join me in what feels like, hey, we're going to stomp on you. They don't want that. They want to be able to just have fun. And even in social playlists where SBMM was present, it was still a sweat fest. There's nuance to this, is what I'm saying. Elsewhere in video game news, it's spooky season. There's the haunting for Call of Duty. There's Fortnitemares, and we've got Overwatch 2, which is doing the Haunted Masquerade. You're a big Overwatch fan. What's this all about, Jess?
I have no idea. I haven't played in years because I don't have any time anymore. If I had to guess, they're going to be doing some form of... let me see. Are they doing a Junkenstein's Revenge again and adding in a bunch of things you have to buy now and you can't earn through loot boxes because people are stupid about loot boxes, which are way better than season battle pass shit that they've put in there into Overwatch. That was one of the main reasons I kind of stopped playing was you used to be able to earn everything by just playing and having fun. And now you need to spend lots of money. So they got masks. You can put masks on. So you'll play as one character, but then you have another character's face. Choose your mask. Unlock new powers. So yeah, I guess in their seasonal playlists, I wouldn't be surprised if they're starting to bring in some of those arena abilities, because one of the big changes for Overwatch was the third-person arena mode that also added in a lot of new abilities for people. I can see Tracer throwing a thing onto a teammate to have them teleport with her backwards when she uses her time rewind. Yeah, the big thing with Overwatch lately has been going nuts with just experimenting with new shit instead of being so loath to change anything. So yeah,
sounds like a good thing.
It's a new season based around Halloween, at least to begin with. It'll have a lot of shit if you give them money. Hooray!
There you go.
It's still a very good, popular game that has a ton of people playing it, but the people who cover games don't play it that much, so they assume no one plays it, which always drives me crazy. Because it's like, just because you and your friends don't play it anymore doesn't mean it fell off and no one plays it. Like, it's still a rather big video game on the long and short of it. And that starts today. And oh shit! And at the very end, it's new One Punch Man skins. So I've got this one with Doomfist as Saitama, but someone's being Garou, someone's being Tatsumaki, someone's being Blizzard, whatever the hell her face is, and someone's being Genos. There you go. One Punch Man, good.
Wow. There you go. Cool. Next up in news. What is this? I don't understand.
What do you mean? It is exactly what it sounds like.
Slipknot's Clown is launching Venerth, a Minecraft Java Realm server, later this year.
Yep.
Slipknot founding member Sean Clown Crahan has announced his own Minecraft server, which will be available for players later this month. Venerth is going to be a surreal Slipknot-inspired multiplayer realm that Clown considers an extension of his creativity outside of Slipknot that's suitable for all ages. It's a surrealist experience, and as per the press release, think of it as a place where time and reality don't play by the rules. Over 100 million blocks make up this ever-changing landscape, home to mysterious beings called Mind Stewards and endless opportunities for creation, combat, and exploration. Whether you want to build, battle, or just lose yourself in the atmosphere, Venerth is designed to pull you in and never let go.
That's a lot of blocks to place.
Yeah, did he build this on his own? Like, he must have had a team working with him, right?
AI.
This is like...
I don't even know if AI can do it in Minecraft, because AI is really useless at a lot of that type of stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I would imagine a very rich man who likes Minecraft would figure out a way. I doubt doing it all himself, but maybe a lot himself and having help from people he can give money to, or fans who just want to hang out with him.
How old? Anyway, in other news, Borderlands 4's Gearbox CEO, Randy Pitchford, has some more fun things to say. This comes courtesy of IGN. If he says if more developers better understood why gamers love making decisions about loot, we'd have good competitors. This is from Wesley Yin Poole over at IGN. He was speaking in an interview with BBC Radio 5 Live to discuss the release of Borderlands 4 and Gearbox's journey alongside the series' success. The outspoken developer said that even though Borderlands franchise will break through 100 million units sold with Borderlands 4, he insisted we suck because that 100 million is but a drop in the ocean that is the total number of potential gamers globally. But yeah, what I don't know. Is this?
He really likes talking.
Yeah.
For the most part, and sometimes what he says isn't wrong. It's just his manner of speaking and the words he chooses to use to say things are so infuriating. It's like, it's one of those things where, like, you might be making the right point, but you are coming off so unlikable that it doesn't matter.
I've just passed the interview here, and I'll put the link in the chat so people can go and read it if they want. And I kind of get what he's saying when you actually read the full quote here. Obviously,
that's the thing, but
headlines.
There are always quotes within what he says that people will pull from that do not come across well.
But yeah, he says, why hasn't anybody else effectively made a Borderlands? Why haven't we seen another attempt at this type of game design? And according to Randy Pitchford, he says if other game designers that were trying to get on the action, so to speak, understood how players like interacting with getting loot and managing loot, we'd have more Borderlands type games, or we'd have good competitors. But we haven't so far, and that's weird. The kinds of people that just want to go after it, they're not thinking about anything on that level. They're just putting into motion something because of market analysis. It's not a designer or creator's drive that's doing it. It's either a business drive or wishing to be something that you're not kind of drive. Yeah. Yep. I don't disagree. You don't see many Borderlands kind of clones that try and do what it's doing very well. Fair comment, Randy Pitchford.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You just keep being you, Randy.
I mean,
all right? The gaming media sites love him. You won't believe what page 7 says. Yeah. Randy Pitchford. Last couple of news stories here as we wrap up today's news-focused show. Capcom recently got a good kicking from its fan base after telling people that they would have to pay the equivalent of $40 in order to watch competitive gameplay at an event, I think, in Japan.
Yeah, it was a paper, that was their
for
cost
for the
pay-per-view.
Yeah, which is like, wait, what? Like, the community is supporting the game. You shouldn't be charging the community to then watch competitors compete.
Especially that much. It's like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. It's a lot of money. This comes via Chris Scullion over at VGC. I'll put a link in the chat for folks.
And we for anyone wondering, you don't have to yell at us. We always do an article with every source used in the show. Links right to them. That goes up on the website shortly after the show every day.
Yeah, because we're good peoples. But yeah, the finals of the Capcom Cup 12 and SFL World Championship will be streaming live, but via pay-per-view. Fans were not impressed, being charged 4,000 yen, $27 to watch the Capcom Cup 12 finals, and another 4,000 yen, $27 to watch the SFL World Championship, or a bundle for $40 or 6,000 yen. Capcom have now responded to the backlash, saying, we've received a lot of feedback from fans and are reviewing the details. We're currently considering adjusting the price for paid live viewing. We plan to announce the pricing of live viewing tickets as well as the background intention behind this in late October. Kindly ask for your patience until then.
Background intention to make money for something.
Events. Oh. Yeah, unless it's free. I don't know, man.
It could be funding more things.
Could be.
That does happen sometimes.
Yeah, if it was going directly into the pool.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But also that's still too much. That's just a crazy amount.
It's a silly thing from Capcom.
There's another thing. I didn't put it in there because there isn't really anything to link to. But people have been talking about the Pokemon ZA embargo restrictions. Essentially saying that Nintendo does this almost every time, and there are just such major things in the game that happen all the time that you can't talk about or show that are so restrictive that some websites just didn't put any gameplay footage up, because otherwise you have to comb through to make sure this very specific thing doesn't show up, or else you end up on Nintendo's shit list, which you never get off of. You can ask Minotti and Grubb. I don't know that there is, from what I've heard and what I've been told, because we never worked with them on an embargo, there is no tougher company to work with than Nintendo when it comes to what they do and do not let you do during a review if you get early access. It's just another thing with them that drives me crazy. That can't get talked about, because then you will be on the shit list and you won't get their codes anymore.
Yep. Sounds about right.
But like there was one character in the last Legends game that I think Rebecca Valentine said was chasing you around everywhere you go. It's just chasing you around, and you couldn't talk about or show that character. So it just made enormous parts of the game completely uncapturable, because that character was always chasing you around in that area of the map. And it's like, Japanese publishers tend to be way more restrictive on what you can and can't talk about. For the most part, majority of our embargo restrictions are just like, please use common sense to not spoil the story or really cool game mechanics we haven't made public yet. That's about it. You can release your info then. Please don't talk about this, please. The end. But when I remember Chengus was doing a review for something, he's like, for Bandai Namco, and it was so restrictive on one of the Demon Hunter games, I think. And it's like, this is all content that's been out both in the anime and the manga for years, yet I can't talk about it or show it. And so he ended up just not bothering with the video, because it's like, you're restricting shit that's been out there in the wild for like 5 years at this point. I don't know. It drives me crazy. I just wanted to point that out.
That's okay. Yeah. Last couple of news stories now. One, we haven't really mentioned it, but there's lots of rumor and scuttlebutt out there right now that PlayStation are releasing their next console in 2027. Xbox are releasing their next console in 2027. Xbox's console is apparently a certain percentage better.
Well, they're going for a much... Xbox is going for a much higher price point right off the bat. Like but that's been the rumor for a while. Microsoft is going like mid to upper tier, whereas PlayStation's doing the normal mid to lower tier. Like Series X and PS5 and all that are mid to lower tier at the time they came out. They weren't upper tier. Like your Ally would be upper tier for a
This
handheld.
is my Ally, by the way. Yeah. This isn't anything.
Oh yeah, it doesn't look like a controller. The Ally would
just
be...
in case people started freaking out.
Oh, yeah. Well, like, normally consoles shoot for that mid to lower tier and really try to optimize everything, because you know what the hardware is, so you can build specifically for that hardware to hit the $400 to $500 price point, which is what PlayStation still might be trying to do, whereas Microsoft's price entry almost is more that $800 tier. And with 130% tariffs, that $1,500 tier. But he's already walking back the tariffs thing. But yeah, they had a talk, AMD going over it. It is weird that they did the whole PSSR thing when they are just like, yeah, we're also just moving to FSR4 in the long run. But maybe the PSSR work that they're doing with them goes over to FSR4. I don't know. There's also been a lot of talk about how FSR4 can work on this bad boy. It can't really work on the PS5 base because it didn't have some of the specific hardware that Microsoft actually put in there for machine learning, like TOPS, whatever they are, int 4 and int 8. I have no idea. But you might see some FSR4 implementation, which is like a 23% uplift, supposedly, over what they have now, because it's all theoretical. But that's why I don't give two shits about any of this talk. Everyone fell for it last time. I remember it was, and it's a both sides thing. Magic of the SSD and all that bullshit, and Microsoft's the thing that was going to save the Series S's memory. If you remember that tech that never came around.
Yeah.
Because also most of the tech that's in there is only just being implemented now, so maybe that will come around later. But I don't need to hear about it now. I don't care. I'll hear about it once it's actually in a game I play. and I'll be happy.
Fair. Yep. Last news story and just a general recommendation for folks. Steam Next Fest has arrived.
And it bombards everyone. How many... going over the last week, I would not be overstating it if I think I'm at least 150 emails in about demos on Steam Next Fest.
Yeah. But there's some cool stuff that's in the demo. I downloaded a demo yesterday called... and this is just pure, like, I'm a bit of a Trekkie, just in case people didn't know. I love my Star Trek. And I downloaded the Voyager game where you are the captain and you can make different decisions, including, like, you can choose to let Tuvix live. That's a thing.
Wow.
Right? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Sampler feedback streaming, I think is what it was. And no idea where that is.
Yeah. But there's plenty of demos to go check out. There's a whole article live and available for you to look at on xboxera.com right now from Cengiz with lots and lots of things pulled out and detailed.
Yeah, he worked on this one for a while.
Go and have a read. Go and have a read, folks. And
without ad blocker on, please. I know it doesn't look great, but that's the only way we can survive. Thankfully, I mentioned it on stream last night when we were doing playing Borderlands with the missus. The Patreon had been going down, but now we're back to where we had been. So,
but we need to go up.
Yeah, we need. Well, people are like, "Well, what would it take to get Nick hired?" I'm like, "We would have to quintuple what we make on."
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much 5 times what we make now. Then we could do it.
Yeah,
because like 3 times would pay you and me, and then we need a couple more to pay Nick.
You mean?
Yes. We need to go up 3 times to pay myself and John. We need to go up then another 5 times total to be able to pay Nick a living wage.
Dubermangelo, that's how I'm going to say that. Says Xbox
Dobermangelo.
Review. Yeah, that works. I was getting confused by the capital letters.
It's Doberman Xbox and Angelo.
Xbox Ally reviews when?
No idea.
Search me, mate.
I don't have one. I have a Steam Deck OLED and a Legion Go, and I can talk about them whatever I want.
Yeah, good for you. What I will say, as we mentioned at the beginning of the show, I've got a Keeper review coming later this week. I think some people have actually already said publicly when that review embargo is.
You can say when.
Okay, Friday at 4 p.m. UK time, I believe.
I think Ball Pit's out tomorrow, so I will have a review for Ball Pit at some time by the launch, generally is what you can normally surmise.
We'll also have something else dropping at some point tomorrow, along with a little chit chat probably from us. We'll probably hop online and have some conversations with the community, so you can keep an eye out on Xbox Era tomorrow afternoon.
And then next week, The Outer Worlds from me, maybe some stuff from Fairy. We'll end up seeing on Ninja Gaiden 4, hopefully, fingers crossed. But yeah, and then we're finally able to breathe.
Nope. Straight after that, this weekend we've got Arc Raiders: The Server Slam on Friday the 17th, which I plan to be playing.
Well, I meant after next week we can finally. Breathe.
and then that's coming October 30th.
I doubt that's I'm really curious if you can early review that. I'm guessing no.
I wouldn't. Even if I had the opportunity to, I wouldn't.
Yeah, because the full game is doing the PvE. Yeah, it's
like
so that'll be one to do live. Time. Call of Duty will be one to do live. Call of Duty again will most likely be like me and you working on the campaign. Fairy doing the multiplayer in zombies because he just knows them a lot better than either of us. So,
yeah. Oh, by the way, Fairy has finished his Battlefield 6 multiplayer review after playing a bunch with launch servers, etc. There are clips ready to go. I can try and get onto it at some point tomorrow if time permits.
I know Ursula was doing the Black Ops. He should prioritize Battlefield.
No. Ursula's working on. I don't know. He hasn't responded to my query, but he's probably working on that Hollow Knight.
Oh yeah, he's too busy with Hollow Knight. I forgot. 145 hours deep, I'm sure now. But also next week he's going to Halo. Be our man on the.
He's better get some of these videos out before he buggers off to Halo.
Because I really don't have any free time right now.
Oh dear. Anyway, Abdul114, last message from the chat, says, I just received a message from Media Market about the Xbox Ally X. It said the release date's changed. I get it October 17th. Isn't that the normal date?
No.
Yeah, I think it is.
I thought it was the 16th.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe you're just getting it a day after because of shipping. I
Yeah,
don't
it's the
know,
16th.
Oh,
Though
there
if
go.
you try and buy it at Best Buy right now, it's mid-December. So they've sold through their first like 5 or 6 shipments. And they had the most,
Yeah.
according to Jez.
Yeah.
Or I think hinted at, or guessed at by Jez, I should say.
Interesting times.
But there you go.
Anyways. All
That's
right.
the end of the show.
It is indeed. We'll be back on Thursday with more video game news roundups. And as always, the Xbox Era podcast will go live on Saturday at the usual time. Whether Nick lets me come on or not is TBD.
Not up to him.
But let's see what happens.
Not like he can kick you out of StreamYard.
That's true, he can't. It's fun times, boys and girls. There's loads and loads of video games out there to play. So go and enjoy some. There's some cracking releases heading our way, if not already out. So there's plenty to talk about. For now, be good to each other. Play some video games and try and have fun. Ciao for now.